I'm streaming, but of course it saved us. Was it last time? No, 2 times ago. All right, I can hear my own audio. All right, that's a good sign. But of course it saved us, and it sounds decent. So, welcome in, Charlie. How's it going? Beating the Stream Elements announcement of me going live. That is impressive. How you doing today, Charlie? Okay. All right. Turning the queue on. Putting on the cheating gloves. I just realized if I don't move something, I won't be able to put my keyboard off the side and you won't be able to see it. Oh my. Barney of the Rubble, welcome in. How's it going? You caught me trying to put on my cheating gloves. Six Psycho 696, welcome in. How's it going? Aaron Elquendy, welcome in. By the way, guys, if you did not know, today is Aaron Elquendy's birthday. So if anybody wants to wish Aaron Elquendy a happy birthday, I always knew you cheated. Yeah, I mean, look, Six Psycho, if you didn't come in this early on any given stream, I always do this at the beginning of stream. Yeah, cheating gloves. I put on Sort Quick for my cheating gloves. It is literally, yeah, it is literally what I do at the beginning. Gibson Lens, welcome in. How's it going? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's having a great night. Chan the Magic Man, welcome in. So first of all, I'm not even scheduled to start for another 5 minutes, and everybody is pouring into chat. So thank you so much for hanging out and coming in and being here. By the way, happy National Cheesesteak Day. It's kind of rare that I even address it, but I was like, I figured there's so many people, I'm not quite ready to do anything yet. But happy National Cheesesteak Day. I unfortunately did not celebrate because I found out it was National Cheesesteak Day literally minutes before I started stream, and I'm like, missed my opportunity to have a cheesesteak today. So I guess I'm gonna have to make it up and have a cheesesteak later in the week. Um, oh yeah. So for purposes of everybody seeing chat, just I end up putting all this on YouTube anyway. But yeah, welcome in everybody. How's everybody doing today? Guys, if you did not know, we have our newest mod, Chan the Magic Man. New mod. A lot of you are probably already familiar with Chan the Magic Man. Chan the Magic Man hangs out here, but also I shout him out all the time because he does Magic Mondays, and yeah, newest mod. So there we are. There we have it. Okay, so the first, actually, so I know that Aranel's here. I have a trick, and I could do it for Aranel's birthday. So we'll do that as our warm up. Okay, all right, cool, awesome. All right, okay. Hold on, cheating fingers. Are they still? Yeah, okay. So I gotta put them on, and then it's a little bit tacky, and you gotta, Yay, birthday magic! All right. Okay, so first things first, I do have to turn off my cool light. It's awesome, but the way that I have it angled, it shoots directly into my retinas. And I'm like, I don't like it. Okay, all right. Oh, I'm honored. Oh, when you see that, don't be honored. Okay, you should be honored. But I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, I would love to do something custom. I couldn't do it super custom, but you know what? It's gonna be for your birthday, so I at least kind of mentally prepared for it. But anyway, alright guys, if you have not seen this deck before, this is not our usual deck of cards. This deck of cards actually has a bunch of letters on it. So if you take a look, there's a bunch of different letters on it. So the distribution is like 2 of most letters. Like some of the common ones like E and S, I think, have like 3 letters. And then our less common ones like Z, J, they have way fewer, so none of them. Or one of them, sorry. Can I look closely at the back? I mean, you can. Yeah, sure. Here you go. But here. But Barney of the Rubble, if you are aware of Magickery, you are probably aware of what this is. So if you care, this is a DMC deck. So it's the DMC Alphas. So if you are interested in that, there we have it. So, okay, first things first, we are going to need a card selected. So, let's just go ahead and we just need one of like these, say. So, let me see here. Maybe, why don't you randomly, actually, Aaron L. Oh, yeah, you're probably not on desktop. Okay, give me a number between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or 13. And then we will use that card as the selection. So, and I see somebody clicking here, but we're not going to use we're going to let Aaron L select. It's Aaron L's birthday. 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, would you like to change your mind, or is that card good? In the interim, let's all take a swig. If anybody has been sitting around and has not hydrated in a while, please hydrate. Okay, I'll assume that that selection is okay. Hydrate before you dihydrate. Yes, don't dihydrate. Whatever that means. Dehydrating is probably what some people would call drinking alcohol. So, all right, now what we're going to do is right card. All right, excellent. Cool, we'll keep that. All right, next we're going to need to cut the deck into about 4 equal parts. They don't have to be perfectly equal. It could just be rough estimate. So we're just gonna cut them like this, like that. Okay, all right. Ams Andrew, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Yeah, yeah. Y'all, lol. That's funny. Okay, so my daughter is doing this funny thing. Oh, actually, I'm going to eat this heat map while I'm here, but then I'll tell you about my daughter. So my daughter is starting to learn how to, like, speak in sentences and things, and she asks the question, like, oh, can I eat that? Yeah? Like, she asks yeah at the end of everything. Not everything, but, like, a lot of things. And we're like, where did you learn that? Because I certainly don't say that. My wife certainly doesn't say that. And she said she learned it from a kid at school. And I'm like, duh, kid at school. But anyway. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn over 2 of these piles. And we're going to do the unthinkable. Hopefully people are not offended by disorderliness, because we are going to shuffle face up into face down cards. I know, it's a little bit weird, but we're going to do it. And just to show that I'm really doing it, and it's not perfect, it's very random, I'm pushing them in. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to do it again. And then we're going to do it one more time. Okay, so now this is where the magician finds your card. Oh, wait a second. This would have been utterly horrible, because first of all, nobody saw this, right? And then, in order for me to find it, it's not that impressive, because it's literally right there. Hey guys, I found your card. It's right there. Alright. Okay, no, that's not impressive. So anytime I mess up a trick, we have our true magical talent of the stream. Come on. If you guys didn't know, you may have seen the emotes. It's our friend, and one and only, the Deck Sock. Hello, Deck Sock. Welcome in. If you would like to take a bow, yes, the Deck Sock loves to take a bow. Hey, Aaron L says, let's go. Charlie's Beats got all the sus emotes, and Chan's got the Deck Sock. There we go. So let's go ahead and have the Deck Sock fix it for me, and try and make this impressive. Deck Sock, what are you psychically telling me? It's obviously psychically telling me, because he doesn't have vocal cords or a mouth. Well, actually, do we have... Hello, I have a mouth. Well, god damn it, Dexsock. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking now. Alright. Very well then. So the Dexsock's going to continue psychically talking to me, even though he had to prove me wrong this one time. Just this. What a jerk. Okay, alright. So anyway, the Dexsock now says, okay, spread the deck. Spread the deck. Alright, here we go. And I don't know why the Dexsock has a higher pitched voice than I do, but you know. Actually, I think it's easier if I spread it this way. Oh, okay, so now the Dexsock's telling me that you guys will tell me what that card is. So if I spread, there are some cards that are face up, but not as many as I would have thought. Something's a little bit strange. Here's the letter H. Here's the letter A. Here's the letter P. Here's another letter P. So let's see. At first it's spelled ha. Anybody who's a fan of Chrono Trigger. Ha! Anyway, inside joke if you guys are not familiar with the Guardia Millennial Fair. Happy. Okay. Alright. Happy B. Yo guys. It's Happy B. Okay, now we have the letter R. Hold on, let me move these a little bit. Happy Happy cold? No. Happy BRT? Happy birthright? Happy Gibson Lens has got the ha! Alright. Aaron L says, what? Hopefully I got the what correct there. Birth. Alright. Hold on. And then we have a few other cards. And then we have the letter D. Then we have the letter A. And then we have the letter Y. And now the Dexsock says, ask the chat what letter this is. Hey chat, what letter is this? I'm gonna guess you may guess that it's here. It could be the letter A, right? Birthday, happy birthday. It could be O, happy birthday. It could be nonsensical. It could just be like the letter Z, right? Happy birthday. If it's an I, I'm impressed before the trick is done. I mean, the trick is basically done. I'm just milking this this moment. I mean, sorry, the Dexsock is milking this. I am just its proxy. That's all right, my friends. Let's go ahead and reveal. If you guys guess birthday, Aaron L says buzz buzz. All right, Chance says happy birthday. There we have it. And that, my friends, is Play It Straight, happy birthday style. Aaron L, happy birthday. Thanks for coming in. Happy birthday, says Gibson Lens, which, by the way, if you didn't know, when it's Gibson Lens's birthday, because his name's Bert, we actually say that it's Happy Birthday, B-E-R-T day. So, but, yeah, that's... Hawk6 Phoenix, welcome in. How's it going? So, anyway, happy birthday, Aaron L. Hopefully you had a glorious day. But hopefully you enjoyed. Alright. Okay. Well, we have a lot of people in chat that are streamer friends. And actually, let's start with Aaron L. Quendy. If you guys are not following our friend Aaron L. Quendy, mobile gamer will oftentimes game from the phone and just stream it. So check Aaron L. out, and if you're not already following. It's also her birthday, so... Okay, let's see. Oh, Chan, if I think we're going to be using exclamation point, a question mark, and then that will get the stream the stream elements. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Who else is in chat? Guys, if you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats, give Charlie's Beats a follow. If somebody could shout out Charlie's Beats. So Charlie's Beats was actually here in my chat, even technically before I went live, but also technically just before my going live even went. And I was like, you beat me today, Charlie. I mean, Charlie beats me most days. To my own chat. Let me just qualify that. Get your minds out of the gutter. Don't ban me. Don't ban me. Let's see if you guys can give our friend 6Psycho696 a shout out. 6Psycho696, variety gamer. Last time I hopped in was a long time ago, but I've seen 6Psycho streaming since. So I know 6Psycho streams gaming pretty regularly. Let's see here. We have our friend Hawk6Phoenix as well in chat. Guys, if you're not following our friend Hawk6Phoenix, please give Hawk6Phoenix a follow. Pianist, also sometimes streams coding, but likes to play anime music, VGM on piano, also classical. And let's see here. Mod power is nerfed. What? Thanks for a shot. Oh, do I have to change? Do I have to change some sort of like time limit? All right. Anyway, and then of course currently we have 2 mods in chat right now. If you guys are not following our friends, Chan the Magic Man and Gibson Lens, please give Chan the Magic Man and Gibson Lens a follow. Chan the Magic Man, another fellow Twitch magician, does Magic Mondays, also has music, and also does a lot of other variety streams. So please give Chan a follow. Also newest mod here. So and then we also have Gibson Lens. I will call acclaimed pianist. Has many of his own originals. Recently released his own new original. It's like an old original to him, but it's new to us. So Black Blossom, which is like an old video game song that he has now released to the world. Well, not officially released like a single, but released the sheet music. So, but Gibson Lens, oldest mod here. So we have the 2 newest mod, oldest mod. All right, guys. And I think I've warmed up. So if anybody would like to request anything, here's how. But yeah, I wasn't sure how I was going to go tonight because honestly, I haven't practiced much lately. So I was like, oh no, am I going to mess up tonight? Am I going to... So I've actually been... I was actually chatting with Alchemutation, Craig. And I was telling him how I was mostly just practicing guitar lately. So, and I told him my fingers hurt. And I asked, that's probably a good sign, right? And he's like, oh yeah, just get past the hump where you bleed, and then everything will be all good. So, all right. And Chan has requested a trick. Thank you for the request. Random request, Chan. Oh yeah, Coin Matrix, that's right. Yeah, I've been actually trying to do this every stream because I love it. So... it's good I got this early, so I don't have to add it later. So first things first, we're gonna need 4 coins, 4 cards, and if you were here, I could borrow 4 of your coins, and if you had coins for some reason, if you had cards, I could borrow those too. So let's go ahead and place those 4 coins out there. We have 4 cards. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and make these coins teleport from corner to corner. And hopefully that looks nice. As Chan might say, nice, nice, nice. Okay. first things first. We're going to try and make this coin jump from here up there. It happens pretty quick, so pay attention. There's one. One more time. This one's going to jump up there. 2, and then last one, 3. That, my friends, is the simple basic coin matrix. Now, I've actually been practicing the... Thank you kindly for the applause. I've actually been practicing the cardless version, and so let me see if I can just do that now. So, all right, here we have it. We have our 4 coins, okay, and I'm gonna just try and make them jump from corner to corner, like that. Okay, let's try that again. And then here we go. Okay, and now we have 1, 2, 3, and then we've got 1, so this is the last one. And there we have it. We have our cardless coin matrix. One of my favorite tricks, I've wanted to get better at like variations of this, but some of them are extremely hard, so... Jan the Magic Man, thank you kindly for the OMG... No, wait, so is that face melting? Face melting! Alright. It's also nice to get practice on that one, so... The fact that at least I'm doing it once a week, that's quote-unquote good enough practice. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. So we're going to do that, and then let me try this coin matrix just for my own stats. Okay. Oh no, I couldn't clear it yet. Hold on. There we go. StreamerSonglist rate limited me. Speaking of which, I was modding another stream this past week, and StreamerSonglist wasn't working, and we were like, "Why isn't it not working?" And we looked into it, and so for those of you who are familiar with StreamerSonglist, when you see your song list, it's basically because you're using like the overlay browser source, and you're pulling from this URL to display on screen. And when we tried to access the overlay.streamersonglist URL, it was erroring. It was like too many redirects. It was like a 5, I forgot it was 501 or 503. For those of you who are into networking or know about, internet error codes. There you go. That might have already been too much information for a lot of you, but anyway, so I was like, it's not working. And funny thing, I was like, well, how do I report an issue? So I found the StreamerSonglist Discord, and I was like, okay, yeah. Chan says, my first ever coin trick on stream was having someone freely named number, and I predicted the exact amount of change. Ah, awesome. I've seen that trick. My friend actually told me how that is done. I don't do it, but yeah, that's great. I think I saw you do it like not too long ago. I saw you do it like a few streams ago, Chan. So anyway, StreamerSonglist was not working. I was like, what's going on? And I look, I'm like, there's no bugs reported. I'm like, oh, maybe somebody should report it just so they know about it. I look in like one of the other channels, and I see like one of the devs probably saying, oh, I'm having an issue with the overlay site. And then immediately after it said, edit, no, it's probably just me. And then I was like, oh, no. And then I commented on that thread and said, hey, we're having issues with it too. And so they were like, oh, that promptly made a fix. And then about 10 minutes later, there needed, I guess, some caching or refreshing or something happened on the back end. And then everything was fixed. And I'm like, okay, cool, I did it. I did a thing. So I was proud of that moment. That helped instigate a fix. Because otherwise, it had been sitting around since, I guess, the dev detected it for about 3 hours, I think. So, yeah, Chan said, yeah, a couple weeks ago. All right, yes, I think I was just lurking, but I did see you do it a couple weeks ago. So, Glad they fixed it. Yeah, I mean, they knew what was going on. They even detected it, but didn't know, like, I guess, how widespread it was. I see a request from Charlie's Beats. Thank you for the request, Charlie. Let me get ready to do that in the meantime. Yeah, so that was my StreamerSonglist adventures this week. By this week, I mean, I think it was just a couple days ago, so. That was fun. Yeah, it was funny because, so I was on Hutch MD's stream, and Hutch was like, is it working for you too? And I'm like, oh, I use Streamer, so I should be able to see it too. And I was like, mine is erroring as well. So. Alright, so. Charlie's Beats has requested a trick called Hitchcock Aces. So if anybody didn't know, this is a trick that makes me nervous because there's a lot of stuff to remember in it. And so I'm going to try my darndest and hopefully everything works out. Okay, alright, here we go, Hitchcock Aces. So we have the 4 aces. I've set them aside, but let me introduce you to them. Here we have the Ace of Hearts. Here we have the Ace of Clubs. Here we have the Ace of Diamonds. And then here we have the Ace of Spades. Now I forget, I think I leave the Ace of Spades out because that's the one that's going to be used, and is typically used for this kind of trick, as the leader ace. So what we're going to do is we're going to collect all of the other aces here by the end of the trick. By here I mean with the Ace of Spades. And so let me just double check and remember, I did say that there's a lot of things in this trick, so let's just okay, I'm going to place those aces there, and then let's see here, I forget what to do here. I think, do I flip this over? I'm going to flip this over, but we know that that's the Ace of Spades. Also signed by Charlie's Beats, the requester of this trick. So thanks for requesting the trick, Charlie. Keeping me honest. Okay, so now what we're going to do is let's go ahead and place another card next to the Ace of Spades. And then we're going to place 3 other cards on top of this ace right here. And we're going to try and make whatever ace is here hop from up here down here. And I don't know if you saw it, but it just happened. So now if I show you, there's no aces here. We have black spot cards, and that ace has hopped down here, the Ace of Clubs. I know, that's interesting, right? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and place another random card down here, and we're going to go ahead and place a few other cards on top of this ace. But all I have to do is this, and I actually have swapped the ace with the other card, and I've placed it in there. So if we take a look, we just have a few black spot cards, a red spot card, and the Ace of Hearts. Now some people are thinking, hey, there's something weird going on. That's totally not an ace over here. And I'd be like, no, you're wrong. The Ace of Diamonds is actually there. There's the Ace of Diamonds. But if you were here and you were a little bit suspicious, what I would do is I would have you come over here and place your hand on top of the Ace of Diamonds. So Ace of Diamonds still there. I don't have anything. You know what? I'm going to bring out the compass. I'm going to place the compass there. The compass is going to act like your weight. And what we are going to do is we will make sure that while that is there, man, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So we have the aces over here, and I'm just going to go ahead and place these aces over there. Now, if you see like the needle move, you'll know that something moved. I mean, not like a little tiny wobble, but it'll move pretty significantly. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place a few. Let me see here. I'm going to place a few cards underneath here. Hold on, I may have messed this trick up. Just going to take a quick glance. I have done something super. Can I recover? Is this doable? Okay, this is what we're going to do. Yes, okay. I need to show you these next three cards. So these three cards, we're going to go ahead and place these three cards down over here. That's too many cards. Those three cards down over here, and we're going to go ahead and slide them underneath. So we're going to go ahead and try and get all the aces together by the end of this trick. Chan's like, sus. Yeah, I know. Okay, and then finally, we have one other card. I'm going to place a queen down here. Okay, all right. Full disclosure, this is probably going to become a boss trick for next time. But for anybody who didn't know, this is a hard trick. I almost remembered everything. I'm almost half tempted, if nobody requests anything else, to just do this again right after. But anyway, actually, if I break the trick now, then at least I can get around all of that weird shenanigans at the end, and then I wouldn't have spoiled the trick for you. Does anybody mind if I restart the trick? Or do you guys want to see the end of the trick now after doing some weird shenanigans? Okay, I'm going to take a sip of tea, and if nobody says anything, we're going to... Charlie's Beat says go ahead, okay. Chances continue. Oh no, guys, it is 1-to-1. We have one for continue, one for going ahead and starting over. As in restart? Oh, just for clarification. Oh yeah, if you meant continue, I guess I can continue. Man, English words are hard. Okay, do whatever you want to do. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, guys, here we go. We're going to take a mulligan. We're doing it. We're doing it. It's happening. Okay, this time I'll try and go a little bit faster because you guys basically heard all of that patter. Don't want you to suffer too much. Okay, all right. Okay, here we go. Hitchcock aces. Look, we have the 4 aces. I'm going to introduce you to them. Ace of hearts. Ace of clubs. Ace of diamonds. Ace of spades. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place these 3 aces out over there. Then, do I turn this face down, face up? Okay, all right. We're going to go ahead and turn that face down. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place just some random card over here. So let's place this random card. Now I'm going to take 3 other cards, place it right there. And then we're going to go ahead and, you know what? We're going to have the compass swap the cards, just so I don't mess it up. Boom, boom. Okay, so now take a look. Take a look. We have none of these are the ace that was there, because that ace, well, we knew that the ace of spades is down here. The ace of diamonds has hopped from there to here. Haha, okay, cool. Excellent. Now, if I go ahead and I just place some other random card, that's like a, 3. So let's go ahead and place these cards here. We're going to go ahead and use the compass, and we're going to hop from here to there. Boom, boom. Okay, look at that. Now, if you didn't know, there's no ace here because the ace is down here now, because there's our ace of clubs. Okay, guys, if you didn't know, there's an emote for the compass. The compass hasn't done too much for the emote, but you know what? This is the first time we're really using it. Now, some people think that there's some shenanigans afoot, but look, okay, so there's the ace of hearts, and I did promise you at the beginning of the trick that by the end of this trick, all of these aces would be together. So if you didn't believe me, if you were here, what you could do is come over, put your hand on top of the ace of hearts in this case. So you put your hand on top of that. Now I have the other three aces. We're going to go ahead and place these three down here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just place three other random cards underneath your hand like this. And I'm going to go ahead and just place some other card, which, by the way, if you guys didn't notice, that was a magical Chan the Magic Man, Queen of Clubs. If I place this down here, the compass between me doing the mulligan, the compass helping out, Chan the Magic Man showing up at the last second to help, we have completed the trick. And I did promise you that all the aces would be together by the end of the trick. And if I show you, you could, if you were here, lift up your hand, and all the aces are here. There's our Charlie's Beats Ace of Spades, Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Clubs, and our mod Gibson Lens, Ace of Hearts. Also our other mod, the Rusty Panda. And now you're probably wondering, wait, what happens with these? And it's like, okay, so maybe nothing magical here. And normally there wouldn't be. However, because Chan the Magic Man did some magic, all of these cards are actually the four kings. And that, my friends, is Hitchcock Aces. I guess Redux, because I did it a second time. Yeah, Chan's like, what? I know, Chan. It's all thanks to you. See? There. Ta-da! There we go. Woo! Full disclosure, I think the second time was a little bit cleaner, but I think I was just going faster, so there just wasn't much to mess up. So maybe I should just do that trick fast every time. To be fair, I used like the first time I messed up to remember everything that was going on. I'm like, no, that's not right. That's not going to be impressive. And now it's like you see me fiddling with cards down here, and it's like, you know, that's not as magical, I think. I think the second performance much cleaner, much nicer. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you kindly for all the emotes and the claps. Charlie's Beach, Chan the Magic Man, Aaron L, Gibson Lens. So thank you. Woo! Charlie's Beats, thank you so much for that request. Thanks for keeping me on my toes, as it were. So, for anybody who didn't know, I think I considered that trick probably one of the hardest on the trick list. It is probably one of the most difficult tricks that I do. And it's not like hard to, like, all the individual things aren't that difficult to do, but just doing the whole thing, like, from beginning to end without forgetting something, right? And if anybody is familiar with Jason Ladany, one of the I feel like he's probably one of the most prominent social media card mechanics. He does that trick, and it's like flawless when he does it. So yeah, Chan the Magic says, yeah, the GOAT, right? He is. And here's the thing, right? If you see his videos, he has so much bravado. He's so charming, but like it seemingly arrogant. And you listen to interviews with him in it, and he's not really arrogant. It's just he's built up this character to be like that good and that perfect, and to be arrogant about it. I'm like, that's brilliant, and he can kind of be like that because he's put in the time and practice to be that good. Like, Chan says, I've seen his Instagram reels. He's insane. Yeah, he's insane. Like, there are people who make bets. Yeah, if anybody's not familiar with Jason Ladany, you can look him up and just check out his videos. And a lot of the newer ones just start off with him being antagonized by somebody putting a comment saying, I bet you can't do this. Find this card after 3 shuffles and a wash. And if you can, $200. And so he just responds to his trolls in that way. And I'm just like, that's brilliant. But anyway, yeah, he has a lot of technical skill. I respect. I respect. Actually, I learned this trick because I reverse engineered it from his performance. So some tricks he uses a stopwatch. So actually, all of the tricks that he does now, he uses a mechanical stopwatch because if anybody's going to catch like any sort of weird like camera edits, he's trying to use that stopwatch so that people can correlate and it's like, oh, there was no camera edits during that performance. So that's why he uses the stopwatch. It's just to like prevent the haters from continuing to hate him, basically. All right. Okay. Whew. Man. So for anybody who doesn't know, in about 2 weeks here, I live in a place that is going to be in the line of totality. So for anybody who lives in North America, it's going to be a big deal. There's going to be a total solar eclipse, so the moon is going to pass between the sun and the earth. And I live in a city, Rochester, New York, which is literally along that line of totality. And I'm like, oh man, this is going to be so cool. So Chan says, oh, it's baffling how skeptical all the comments are. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that you can literally get good enough at cards that doing extremely difficult card things becomes super basic. So for example, one of my favorite sleights, I do pretty much no problem with very little prep. You know, just put a bunch of cards on my hand and I can do my favorite sleight. I won't talk about it because so far I still feel like it's one of like the more, it's the better well-kept secrets of Magic. But the one that I don't mind telling people about is, I mean, I think people conceptually understand and know what a double lift is. And they think that it exists. And it's like, I'll confirm that is a sleight of hand thing. It exists. So, but a lot of lay people can't explain this trick. And some people think it's impressive just because it uses only 4 cards. But we're going to do it now. And a bunch of you who have seen me in real life have probably seen this. But it's called twisting the aces, but I'm actually going to use the 7s. Obi-Wan, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing today? Thanks for stopping in. Oh yeah, guys, if you're not following our friend Obi-Wan, is that not working for you, Chan? Is that weird? Let's see, Obi-Wan. That's so weird. All right, we're gonna have to look into that. But anyway, guys, if you're not following our friend Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan plays guitar, and occasionally we'll do multiplayer puzzles. But I like a lot of K-pop. He plays a lot of Asian pop music. So, all right, here we go. We have the 4 7s. Now, a lot of people don't think that any impressive tricks can be done with 4 cards. And to that, I show them this. So what we have here, if I wanted to turn each one of these cards face up, if I did it like that, that's just turning a card over. That's not that impressive. I would have to do it in a much more magical way. So if I hold the packet, and this is another reason why I love doing this trick with this, is that this design, when I hold the packet and give it a magical twist, look at this. Oh, look at that magical twist. That's so satisfying. But actually, that's going to turn one of the 7s face up. That's actually going to turn the 7 of hearts face up. I know, super strange. Now, if I hold the packet and give it another magical twist, that's actually going to turn down the 7 of hearts and turn up the 7 of clubs. And this is the part that gets people, because they're like, what? Like, how did that happen? You know? Is that weird? That's super weird, right? That shouldn't happen. Now, if I hold the packet and give it another magical twist, that's actually going to turn another one. 7 of diamonds. I know, right? Now, the last one, I think the one that hasn't turned up is 7 of spades. And look, even if I hold the packet and give it another magical twist, that's actually not going to be enough. Everything's still going to be face down. But even if I give it 2 magical twists, some people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Arithmetic, your arithmetic is bad. You just gave it 3 cumulative magical twists. And to that I would say, somebody's paying attention. But no, look, that doesn't turn anything face up. But you know what? All I have to do is, let's bring the compass back today. Here's the compass. Oh, hold on. Maybe I don't want to show off how much I paid for it. Oh, good. I had enough foresight. So you guys might not realize how cheap it was. But anyway, so I'm going to bring the compass back. The compass will hopefully give it enough magic. And here, the compass will lead us to showing you that I was about to say ace of spades. The 7 of spades is face up. And that, my friends, is twisting the 7s. But yeah, so as a demonstration of this, my favorite sleight, I used my favorite sleight in this several times. And yeah, it looked pretty natural, right? So I could basically do it on command, not too much prep. There you go. Thank you kindly for the request, myself. I'll pat myself on the back. I almost never pat myself on the back on stream, so maybe I should start. Cool, there's a compass emote. Yeah, if you didn't know, I have a compass emote. I think I put it out with the last batch, but I don't really use it that much. Oh, I used this the other day. So I forgot. I used it in 2 streams, I think, but we played some Zelda music. By we, I mean somebody else played Zelda music on their stream. But I was able to use this emote. And I was like, yay! It got some use. If anybody doesn't know, that is the triangle cards making a Triforce. Okay. Alright. Cool. Awesome. Let me see. How do I want to do this? Let me find some cards. Charlie has requested this, so I want... Jane the Magic Man! Thank you so much for the resub! Greatly appreciate it! Alright. Let me do it this way. I'm gonna need some cards. Hang tight, everybody. We're hopefully gonna make this super fun. Okay, not revealing the secrets of magic. Alright, glorious. And not revealing the secrets of magic. Okay, excellent. So, this next trick is a trick that I performed at TwitchCon last year. Not this exact version, but something like it. And yeah. Sub hype. Thank you kindly. I should so I've been thinking about changing my my hype train song, because every time that happens I end up having to edit my YouTube video to mute it. I extract the hype train, but if I didn't do that, then maybe I wouldn't have to. So I'm considering changing it up, but I haven't had time to think about it. I'm in the midst of thinking about finishing my taxes, unfortunately. So Chan asks, because copyright. So there's a little bit of a long story, and I don't exactly want to get into it right before the trick. So let me do the trick, and then we'll talk about it after the trick. So, but so copyright holders, and yeah, it's a little complicated. All right. If I forget, remind me. We're gonna revisit. So, all right, guys. So this trick is called red packet, black packet, and so we have 8 cards. And what I want to do is I want to here. We're just gonna go ahead and place these 4 black spot cards over here, and then I want to slowly but surely I'm going to swap out some of these cards for those cards. So look, if I go ahead and let me take one of the red face cards out. Let's grab a black spot card and place it in here. I think at this point you would now expect that you would be able to see a black spot card in here. Normally true, but if I just snap, now you're still just going to see red face cards. Now let's go ahead and do that again. I'm going to take one out. You know what to expect this time. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop up one of those black spot cards amongst these red face cards. And then we're going to snap, but now I think all of the cards will still look like red face cards. I know, super weird, right? Some people don't believe that I could do it 2 at a time, and so to that I would say, we're going to do this 2 at a time. So look, I'm going to grab the remaining 2 black spot cards and place them in amongst the red face cards. But look, one more time, and I can show you that all of these cards are red face cards. Now, so now I ask, where do you think that the black spot cards went? And a lot of people would guess here, because that's like the most logical thing to guess, right? But this is where the kicker is going to cross, and I don't want to spoil anything, but okay, hold on. Order matters here. So here, this is what these cards actually are. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. So here's my number. So call me maybe. And that, my friends, is... Yeah, if you were here, you can inspect these cards. I legitimately wrote these lyrics on these cards myself. And that, my friends, is... I should probably change this up. And this is crazy, but spelled my way. So... But, yeah. I'll keep that in mind. But, once you create these cards, you got to use them more than once. Otherwise, it's not really worth it. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. That was Red Packet, Black Packet. Thank you so much for the request. Charlie's Beats. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Yeah, and this is crazy. Right there. Yeah, that version. If somebody wants to write that version, I'd be all up for it. Gibson Len says, taxes were not kind to me this year. Well, Bert, if it makes you feel any better, it doesn't look like taxes are going to be kind to me this year either. And so I'm like trying to finagle like what kind of weird deductions or credits I can report and be like, will it make a difference? And so far, to no avail. I think the only thing that actually has made a difference was reporting my child care, like the costs of daycare of my kid. Thank you kindly for the claps. Jan the Magic Man, Obi-Wan. Thank you so much. Yeah, so the daycare that we send our kid to, it's not actually just a daycare. It's like a school. So she's been going to this school since she was like 10 months. But they have so many different classrooms, and she can graduate to, like, as she gets to different developmental milestones. And now she's like almost at the point where she's going to be like one of the older kids. So I think when she changes classrooms next, she'll be like 3 years old in the 3-year-old classrooms. Because I forgot what age you go to kindergarten, but yeah, so she's learned a lot from school and made a bunch of friends and stuff, so it's pretty cool. Frolic Chris, welcome in. How's it going? Ace of Spades, says Frolic Chris. All right, Frolic Chris, if you didn't know, the Ace of Spades is signed by Charlie's Beats. There we have it. 5 to 6 is kindergarten. Okay, so she's got a couple other years before we get there. Ooh. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Charlie's Beats is a mod for Frolic Chris. So. All right. So the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. But anyway, otherwise, I'm just gonna blabber on. Let's see. So besides taxes, I got super sore because I was sledding down a hill with my kid yesterday. So. Oh, all right. We have a request from Frolic Chris for another Ace assembly. This one, not as hard as the one that Charlie requested. So. Hopefully I can do this one without any sort of major hiccups. So first things first, we have all 4 aces. And we're going to go ahead and introduce all 4 aces to you in a moment. Okay, we have the Ace of Diamonds, the Ace of Clubs, the Ace of Hearts, and the Ace of Spades, which is going to be our leader ace. And then we're going to have all 3 of the other aces. Those are not the other aces. Haha! I've messed this one up too. Alright, we're going to start over. Guys, I think our favorite command tonight is going to be Mulligan, right? Shh. Alright, good news. I didn't reveal any secrets of magic. Bad news. You're going to have to go through my introduction of all of the aces again. Oh, Gibson Lens has got the scream. Ah! And the Magic Man's got the sus eyes. Yep, that's right. Hey, the other thing is, those of you who are watching me, nobody had to pay anything to watch and enjoy this magic show. A lot of magic shows you have to pay, and it's pretty expensive. So, all right, okay, here we go. Once again, Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Clubs, Ace of Hearts, and of course, our friend the Ace of Spades. So, let's see. Now, let's not mess this up. 3 aces. And we're just going to go ahead and place them out like this. And we're going to go ahead and try and get each of the aces to hop from here down here. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and we're just going to place 3. Oh, I should probably show you 3. We're going to place 3 cards down here. Place 3 cards over here. 3 cards here. And then 3 cards here. Okay. So first things first, we're going to use our magical compass. And the compass is going to lead that ace from over here down here. So now if we take a look, there's no aces here. That ace has hopped down here. Now we knew that this is here, but here's some other card, here's some other card, but look, it has actually brought the ace of hearts down here. Okay, next, this pile, here we go. Use this compass to bring that down. And now look, if I show you, there's no aces here because that ace has hopped from here down here. So we knew that the ace of spades was there. There's some other card, the ace of hearts. The ace of clubs has now hopped down here. Okay, and now for our final one, and you can still see that, look, there is the ace that is here, but I'm going to go ahead and make that ace hop from here down there, because now there are 4 cards here and all of them are aces. I know, is that strange? That's super strange, right? Now, some people think that there are some shenanigans afoot. So look, if I just go ahead and I show you, I'm going to go ahead and place that ace over here, like so. But look, if I go ahead and now, if I show you that, so there are now 5 cards over here. Okay. But all I have to do is use the compass. So now if I use the compass on top of this pile and we reinvestigate this pile, if I show you, there's now only 4 cards in this pile. And none of these are aces. But they are all down here. And that, my friends, is a slightly altered version of the trick. Because, yeah, not the original version. But you know what? That's okay. I'm thinking on my feet. This is good. Full disclosure, I was probably going to mess that up a second time, but I'm like, no. I can recover just in a weird, different way. So it's not the original version of that trick, if anybody's keeping track. But I think I recovered well that time. I think I did perfectly fine that second time. So yeah, the bad news, I'm forgetting how to do the tricks exactly, but the good news is I can improvise a little bit. It's like, yes, all right. I think the fact that I'm messing up so much tonight is also helping feed that a little bit. So anyway, thank you kindly for all of the emotes and the claps. Jen the Magic Man, Frolic Chris, Gibson Lens. Frolic Chris, thank you so much for the request. Frolic Chris, did we give you a shout out yet? I think we talked about you were being mod, but I don't know if we gave you a shout out yet. Guys, you're not following our friend Frolic Chris. Please give Frolic Chris a follow. Frolic Chris, pianist, has written some of his own originals. Also plays some of Gibson Lens's originals, but plays a lot of VGM. And Admittedly, I don't know if VGMCon has happened or if that will be happening. That hasn't happened yet, right? I'm just double checking. But Frolic Chris will be playing at VGMCon. Has a set, and so if you're going to VGMCon, check Frolic Chris out. Yeah, April 19th to 21st. Excellent. Thanks for letting me know. Yes, that is. I was like, I'm pretty sure it hasn't happened yet, but making sure. If it wasn't clear, I'm not going to VGMCon. I would love to go, but I have to pick and choose my conventions for the year. So. All right. Next up, we have a request from Charlie's Beach. Thank you kindly for the request, Charlie. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's find some cards, and let me see if I remember how to do this trick. I think kind of appropriate. My hair is raised today, so this is a pink hair tie, if you guys did not know. And my hair is long enough for me to put in a bun. You can get there by magic, though. I mean, if it was card magic, then maybe, but I can't. I don't think I can. And actually, it's not about getting there. It's about getting away from my fatherly obligations, and also financial obligations if it costs too much to get there, stay there, be there, and come back, kind of thing. Even if by magic. Look, for those of you who don't know, magic isn't free. You have to pay for magic. Look, in all of the video games everybody plays where there's magic, you have MP. It stands for magic points. In real life, I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but it's not called MP. It's called money. Frolic Chris says, fatherly obligations are very familiar to me. Thankfully, my kids are aging out of restricting me. Oh, that'll be the day, I guess, for me. One of these days. I'm not there yet, but, eventually. One day. Okay, alright. Okay, let me see if I remember how to set this up, because I think I need to not forget. Okay, I'm kind of thinking about how I do this. Boom, boom. Okay. All right. Here we go. I think I've got it. All right. Just had to make sure. Okay. I've been doing too many I've been acquiring too many boss tricks tonight. I kind of want to be a little bit more careful now. So, all right. Okay, here we go. Hair razor. Let's see if I remember. Oh, let's move the compass off the side. Okay, first things first. We're going to be using the ace, the 2, and the 3. Now, I want to use these two cards. These two cards are going to be helper cards. They are the 2 jokers. And what we're going to be doing with these 2 jokers is something interesting. So, first things first, let me go ahead and grab each one of these cards. So what we have here is the ace of clubs, and if I take it and place it on the bottom like this, if I snap, that ace of clubs should travel back up to the top. I know, interesting, right? Now, if I go ahead and I grab this 2, and I place this on the bottom, all I have to do is snap, and that'll bring the 2 back up to the top. Interesting, huh? And then finally, if I just take the 3 and I grab the 3 and place it on the bottom, all I have to do is snap, and that'll bring the 3 back up to the top. Now, some people say, oh, all that snapping and placing the cards, you could probably do this trick a lot faster. And to that I would say, yeah, you're right. I can do that faster. Look, if I go ahead and I place the 3 on the bottom, that's actually going to bring the 3 back up to the top. If I place the 2 on the bottom, I snap, that'll bring the 2 back up to the top. And then if I go ahead and I place the ace on the bottom, I snap, that's actually going to bring the ace back up to the top. A little bit weird, right? Okay, so here's the interesting thing. Some people believe that the jokers are actually the thing that are magical, but actually they might not be the magical ones, because some people don't suspect, but the ace, the 2, and the 3 are actually the magical ones, and I'll show you why that's the case. So if I go ahead and I place the ace, 2, and the 3 out like this, okay, at this point we are all set with the jokers. But if you were here, you can call out stop wherever you would like, and we will cut the deck exactly where you said stop. And just to show you, I could say anything I'd like, whether you believe magic or not. But at the end of the day, as I mentioned, it's about paying money to get your MP in real life. And so I have some big money right here. And this big money is it's not like $100 bill or anything. It's literally big money. So this big money is now going to recharge my MP, and I'm going to show you how this trick is done. Because when I show you where we cut, so we've cut here to a king of clubs. And so this king of clubs, along with the big money, is going to show you that the ace, 2, and the 3 of clubs were very magical, because they have changed to make this even more magical. It's no longer the ace, 2, and the 3, but it is the king, all 4 kings. So along with the king of clubs, we have all of the other kings. And that, my friends, is Hair Raiser with a big coin. Not gonna lie, the big coin, I improvised. I've never used a big coin in that before, and I'm like, I could use a big coin here. Kind of goes along well with the whole money is MP thing. Frolic Chris says, big money, no whammy. Yeah, that's right. I was trying to figure out a way, which, by the way, this might be giving away some of the secrets of magic if I mess this up, which, whatever. But I was trying to find a way to make the big coin vanish, and it's actually super hard, I think, to do it. So look, even if I completely close my hand and I just point, you could probably, yeah. So hold on. Actually, I don't think the camera is doing me any favors either. So look, even if it's being held in this hand right here, and now if I show you, some people think it's this other hand, but it's now gone. So ta-da! Okay, well, it stands to reason. It's not a card. Yeah, I am usually into card magic, so coin magic is not usually my thing, but I've been kind of dabbling a little bit more than usual. My friend showed me something. I don't know if I can do it very well. I'm not even sure if I should try it, but let me see here. Nope. I don't have the grippiness today. I can't do it. All right. Well, thank you kindly for the request, Charlie's Beats. Hopefully that was not horribly disappointing. I did notice during that performance, I think I was saying and stuff, so I was the patter wasn't coming to me as clearly and cleanly as it used to. I think that is a testament of how long it's been since I've done that trick. So, but I'm happy I remembered it. Like there's some tricks where it's like, I don't remember this at all. I have to revisit it off stream. There is one, I think, on the trick list that I've been meaning to kind of remove because I don't feel like I know it well enough, and I've messed it up a couple of times, but I think it's still there. All right. Anyway, if anybody wants to see some more magic, the queue is empty. Here's how. If anybody wants to chat, I'm usually a fan of philosophy, cosmology, theoretical physics. I like talking about all those things. The definitions of things like sandwiches and like what is a hole? For example, a straw. Like how many holes are there in a straw? Like is there only one hole all the way down, or is there two holes? Let's see here. All right, I just saw some tricks fly into the queue, so I'm thinking nobody wants to hear me and my philosophical talk about definitions. So that's that's the impression that I was getting. Let's see here, but we've got 8-card Brainwave and Mad Monty. Okay, we can do those. Let's see here. Okay, all right. I'm just setting up for both, but I don't need like all of the cards for everything. Physics, have you watched The Big Bang Theory? I mean, I have watched The Big Bang Theory. I like The Big Bang Theory, but not because of physics. I like The Big Bang Theory because it references all of the nerdy, geeky things under the sun in a very funny way. And it was very pivotal, I think, in making more nerd geek culture like mainstream. But like, I thought that all the characters from The Big Bang Theory were like caricatures of potentially real people, like at the beginning, but then actually as the show progressed, they all grew, and I'm like, oh, they're kind of like just real people with these extreme interests in these things, and I'm like, so I really liked how they made the show progress, Big Bang Theory. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the physics stuff in Big Bang Theory, it's kind of very physics light, like as far as that's concerned. Oh, I said we were going to go talk about the YouTube copyright thing and about and then we didn't revisit that. All right, we're going to take a minute, and I'm just going to go revisit that. So, yeah, so a lot of you guys don't know. A lot of you guys probably do know. Sorry, a lot of you guys probably do know. After my VODs fall off of retention, or even before they fall off retention, I end up putting up my VODs on YouTube. Which, by the way, if you're ever interested in seeing more of me, but I'm not around on Twitch, just you can find my stuff on YouTube. So there you go. But I use Megalovania as my raid train. Sorry, not my raid train. My what's it called? Hype train song, and that flags something in the system for like the copyright owners, which at the moment is like Materia Music. Now, for anybody who is not familiar with Megalovania, it is like one of the most famous songs from Undertale, which, by the way, is a wonderful game if nobody's ever played Undertale. I totally recommend, especially if you've ever played like old school RPGs. It's like touted as the RPG that you don't have to kill anything to progress in the game. Yeah, Streamer, play Megalo. Oh, banned. Yeah, that's right. So it's Megalovania is a meme song. So anyway, I digress. So the rights holders is Materia Music, I believe, but Toby Fox has expressly like has weighed in, and he doesn't want anybody to feel like that they can't use the music at all for literally any reason. This recently came up as like a big thing because there was a Undertale fan game. I forgot it was like Undertale Yellow something, but it was a completely fan-made game that a lot of people are saying, oh, is a really good successor to like the existing Undertale story. But there's no profit, so everybody can get it for free. I think it's available for free on like GameJolt.com or something. Um, but I was like, wow, I did not know how deep this rabbit hole goes because yeah. So there was like at the time they were called tweets before like Twitter rebranded X, or maybe it was like around the time they were starting to rebrand or something. It was super confusing. But Toby Fox said that yeah, everybody should be able to use the music from Undertale however they wish. But because there's like, so Materia Music is the company that Toby Fox hired to basically say, you know, to like just manage the distribution of it for like any of the official things. But because it's like in YouTube's system as like flagged as a thing from Materia Music, it always flags. And I'm like, I don't want to dispute this, even though Toby Fox has said, oh, everybody should be able to dispute it. And I'm like of all things, I don't want to like risk my monetized YouTube channel, even though I don't really use it for money. You know, but I'm like, I'd rather be safe and not have to deal with it and stuff. So that's kind of why I'm considering changing up my hype train music. So if anybody has any suggestions for things, I'd be down for giving it a swap. My other thing that I'm thinking about is if I end up playing some guitar and recording it, maybe that could become the hype music, but I don't know if that'd be only hype for me and not everybody else. Because I'm like, oh guys, I played this, you know. But by the way, compared to everybody else who's been a musician for years, I would not sound that good. All right, okay. I digress. Sorry, that was a really long tangent, and going back to revisit a thing, and still talking about things. Okay, Chan, are you still in chat? You requested 8-card brainwave. Would you like to interact with this trick? I'm going to need you to select a card, and I don't want you to think I'm manipulating your choices. The influencing may or may not have already begun. So I have maybe one of the music streamers can make a cover of Megalovania. I mean, I don't even think I need Megalovania specifically. It's just that it's a hype song, and it was like available for free from like sound alerts for like triggering that. So I was like, huh, let me see if I can use it. But yeah, I'd be done. You know what's a hype song? Expanse is a hype song. Gibson Lens, if you're here, I don't know if you heard that discussion, but maybe I'll ask you if I could use that. All right. Anyway, um, Gibson Lens, how would you feel if instead of Megalovania as my hype song, as my hype train song, would you be okay if I used Expanse as my hype train song? Do I have permission from you to use Expanse as a hype train song? All right, you don't have to answer now. We can discuss it. But anyway, I don't know if you heard that whole context, but that's basically the thing. All right, okay. Chan the Magic Man, you have selected the Queen of Hearts. Would you like to change your mind? I don't want you to go to bed tonight thinking that Nam performed sleight of hand on you because you could have chosen another card. Honestly, I mean, you probably know how this trick is done, so... Nope, okay. Alright, so here we have it, the Queen of Hearts. Now, just so everybody knows, even though Chan is a magician and Chan is also a mod, we did not plan anything. None of this is planned. Everything is ad hoc. If you were here, you could have chosen any of the 8 cards. You could have changed your mind, so that is up to you. But, anyway, so... I'm going to show you that I knew that Chan was going to select the Queen of Hearts. Because if I show you all of these cards, these are all blue-backed cards. But, yeah, this was not rehearsed. The Queen of Hearts is red-backed. And that, my friends, is the 8-card Brainwave. Jan, do you do that one? Do you perform a Brainwave effect? Thank you kindly for the claps and emotes. Chan the Magic Man, Charlie's Beats. I heard you can use expansive if you want. Okay. Thank you kindly, Gifts and Lens. I'm very bad at making updates to my stream, so even if you say yes today, maybe like 5 months from now is when any sort of implementation occurs. If I take you up on it, but anyway, thank you graciously for your permission. So let's see. And that was Brainwave. I've never done that on stream, but I know how it's done. Ah, okay, excellent, yeah. So, yep. Because you also use the heat map, right? So it's something that somebody could click on a heat map and be like, do you want to change your mind? And you see it move around. But it's also a nice and quick one, and so you can get somebody in and out and be like, oh, you've seen some magic. Hopefully you were satisfied. Anyway, thank you for the request, Chan the Magic Man. I'll consider adding to the trick list. All right, cool. Well, it's up to you. I don't want to pressure you. It does take a little bit of practice, but hey, what trick doesn't, right? Like all of the tricks that require sleight of hand require practice. There are tricks, as I said, if you have enough money, that's your MP. There are tricks in which you can purchase things, and then it requires no sleight of hand. Like there are tricks that are marketed as no sleight of hand tricks, and they're great, but then you have to spend more money. But if you have some sleight of hand, like you can always do some magic to impress somebody without having to have expended that that MP. MP, money points. That's what MP actually stands for. Oh man. All right, this next trick requested by Charlie's Beats, and I'm basically ready to go because I prepped these two tricks basically at the same time. Okay, so we have two cards here. We have the King of Hearts and the King of Diamonds. Now, the King of Hearts is going to be on the top. Now, if I flip over this packet once and twice, would you guess that the diamond's on the top or the heart's on top? I think a lot of people would guess the heart's on top, and for that, you would be correct. The heart's still on the top. Now, importantly, what if I flip the packet over 1, 2, 3 times? Now, which one would you guess is on top? I think a lot of people would guess that the diamond is on top now, and that the heart is on the bottom. And to that, I would say, well, wait, does that logically make sense? And to a lot of people, I think that would be. But Chan says neither, because Chan knows. Chan has seen this before. Because look, if I show you, one of the things that I like to do with a trick is normally when somebody requests a trick is to use their card. And if you notice, those are the two red kings, and we didn't use Charlie's Beats signed card, which I know is the ace of spades. So I should really have been using the black aces. And here I have the two black aces. Charlie's Beats signed ace of spades, and currently the ace of clubs is open. So there we have it. And that, my friends, is Mad Monty. Thank you kindly for the request, Charlie's Beats. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you kindly for the claps, Chan the Magic Man, Charlie's Beats. And Charlie has requested clear plastic cards. Oh man, I have not pulled these out in a bit. Okay, let's see. First things first, let's bring out the cards and show them off. So here I have clear plastic cards. They look kind of like this. I have a bunch of redeems on my channel, which you can have me do magic with a bunch of different cards. You can do Uno cards, you could we even have Magic the Gathering cards, but clear plastic cards is one of them. Chances lurk. Shower time. All right. Shower time. Can't touch this. Shower time. All right. I'm not sure what trick we're gonna do, but actually, there's one I've been meaning to try with these, and this is probably as good a time as any. So let's try it. And actually, I usually do packet tricks, which means I use like a subset of the deck, but this one I will at least have the whole deck in my hand the entire time. Let's see if it works, because now that I'm thinking about it, it may not look that good, but hey, I'm not going to know unless I try it, right? So here we go. Oh, let me throw it into the queue. Just for my own statistics' sake. I'm a data nerd, so let's hope it gets the right one. Okay, yep, I think that's the right one. Okay. Okay, alright. So we have the entire deck here. These, I assure you, are different. Actually, are the jokers distinct? Because if the jokers are not distinct, I should take them out of this trick. Now that I think about it. Okay. The two jokers are different. So we have a red joker and a black joker. So they can stay in if they want. So at least we'll know that everything is 100% unique. Okay, and we're going to be using, so normally I'll use the aces as the helper cards, but I'm going to use the kings to be the helper cards this time. So, alright, so here we have the king of spades, the king of hearts, the king of clubs, and the king of diamonds. Let me place those off to the side just for a second. We're going to need a card selected, and so if you were here, you could say stop whenever. So let's say, wow, I keep on stopping on that joker for some reason. Let me just do a quick shuffle. Even though I said that they are 100% unique, but I don't want to stop on it, and if you guys think it's suspicious. Okay, so let's go ahead and say that the 5 of diamonds is the selection. So 5 of diamonds is the selection. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab the 5 of diamonds and place it here. I'm starting to believe that this might be a horrible idea, but you know what? It's too late now. We can't turn around. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use the kings as helpers to try and find your card. I forget this. I actually have to turn these kings face down. So I'm going to turn all these kings face down. Okay, here we go. This is actually super cool, but maybe confusing to see because they're partially clear. But now 1, 2, 3, and I don't know if you guys could tell, but all 4 of those cards have turned into one card. And actually, this one card has turned into 4 cards right here. I don't know if you can kind of see, but so the one card is actually our selection, the 5 of diamonds, and these 4 cards are indeed the 4 kings. And that was my attempt at this trick with clear plastic cards. I think it worked okay. It's maybe not the best with clear cards, but it was actually better than I thought. So, Charlie's Bees, thank you so much for that redeem. Hopefully this trick was okay for it. Let's see. If not, we can do another one. You know, I feel very comfortable doing this other one, so let me do this one. Okay, so we have our 5 of diamonds from our previous trick. That'll be our selection. We're magically connected to it. Now if I grab the 5 of diamonds and I take it and I place it in the middle of the deck like this, you can see it going in very slowly. But if I snap the 5 of diamonds, it's going to come back up to the top. Now if I go ahead and I grab it again and I place it in the middle like so. Importantly, the 5 of diamonds is not on the top. Some people think I'm hiding it on the bottom, but I'm not. But if I snap, that's going to bring the 5 of diamonds back up to the top. Some people believe that magicians will swap out cards, but if you were here and I was allowing people to sign the plastic cards, you could have this signed. I can do this without the plastic cards, and you can sign it. But look, I'm going to leave it sticking out. You'll know that it's still the same 5 of diamonds because there's only one 5 of diamonds. I'm going to grab it, take it, place it in the middle of this packet. Grab it, take it, place it in the middle of this packet. You can see that it's not the top card. You can see it's not the bottom card. But if I snap, that'll bring it back up to the top. And that, my friends, is the ambitious card routine with clear plastic cards. Ambitious. And we'll do that too. Okay. All right. What else could we do with these clear plastic? I've been rate limited. I type in my chat too quickly for StreamerSonglist bot to to do things. Okay, all right. Let's see here. Let me try another. Let's see. 9, 10, 9. Okay. All right. Let's see how good this one appears. I did not want the face-up one. Although I suppose that it wouldn't really make that much of a difference. But I want to practice this one. Okay. All right. Okay, we have... Yeah, I think Charlie was like, oh, I'm getting more than I bargained for. So good value on your points today because I'm doing like 3 or 4 tricks with them. With the clear plastic cards. All right, so what we have here are red face cards. And then we have black spot cards. And I think at a quick glance, you would never mix these up, right? So you would never mix up red face cards and black spot cards. I mean, even if you couldn't see exactly what it was, you wouldn't mix up black and red. So, all right, first things first. I'm going to go ahead and lay the 4 red face cards over here. And all of the black spot cards are over here. Now, what I want to do is I want to intermix them. Oil and water don't mix. These are going to represent. These are going to simulate oil and water. And so here we have black and red. So I'll go ahead and place them down like so. Black and red. I almost feel like because you can see a bunch of things, this is actually extra confusing. Ooh, if I line it up like that, it looks like that there's a very clear opening there. But anyway, we'll do it again. So, black and red. I kind of want to line it up for all of them now. It might take way too much time and effort, but anyway. All right, so here, black, red, black, and then red. That almost looks amazing. I don't think these are exactly quite lined up, but yeah, look at that. That's actually a nice visual. Okay, if we just give it a second, they should separate like oil and water, because this is a simulation. But like if I show you that the top card is a red card and that the bottom card is a black card, but look, all of the cards that have floated up to the top are all red face cards. And all 4 bottom cards, these are the black spot cards. Charlie's Beat says, "Nice!" says Charlie. Alright, we're going to do that one more time because I need to practice this. But also with clear plastic cards. So once again, you might think that because last time I started with a black card and then the black card sunk down to the bottom, that perhaps that was why. So maybe this time if we start with a red face card, then it'd be much more magical. So let's go with red and then black and then red, then black, and then red, black, red, black. And now if I separate them like this, they will have separated like oil and water. But then you're like, oh no, you manually separated them. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. That's like me sticking my hand in there and trying to scoop out the oil. But that's okay, they already separated. So if I show you, now last time the black sunk down to the bottom, but we started with red, so this should be a red if you're following logic. But if you want to be consistent with the rules of the trick, this should be black, right? And if I show you, it is black. And if I show you this top card, it is red. And now if I show you another one that is sunken down, it is also black. And then this is also up at the top, red. The bottom is black, the top is red, the bottom is black, and the top is red. And that, my friends, is oil and water with clear plastic cards. I actually think that looked pretty good. I don't think there was any weird concerns, I think, with doing that. So there we have it. Whew. Alright, guys. I'm thinking about ending soon, maybe about in 20 minutes or so. So that's kind of where I'm thinking. Thank you kindly for the claps, Charlie's Beats. Anyway, Charlie, hopefully those tricks were enough for your redeem. Thank you so much for redeeming clear plastic cards. Greatly appreciate it. So I think we did, what was that, three or four tricks with the clear plastic cards? Not bad. I think the fact that I've used them more often now, they are not so much a handicap. It's just a different kind of card. The only card that I'm really afraid of using and is not a redeem are the triangle cards, because so I went to Magic Club last week for the March meeting of Society of American Magicians for the chapter near where I live. Brought the triangle cards. One of the other card magic guys, I was like, hey, you remember seeing my video where I did some magic with triangle cards? Here, try doing something. And he was just having trouble holding the deck and like doing a sleight or two. And it's like, I don't even know how to hold it. And I'm like, I know, right? It's so weird. Just to give everybody a refresher of what it looks like. Here's the triangle deck. Here's what these cards look like. Yeah, Charlie's Bee's got the emotes right there. Triangle cards. Super weird to do anything with. They're aesthetically nice. Like the fact that so you know how like on regular cards, the standard for these is you have two index corners across from each other, and if you're right-handed, usually you would spread the cards this way, but some people are left-handed, and there's left-handed decks that are made, but they would spread this way, but if you use these, you would spread the wrong way, so you can't see the index. But because these have 3 corners, it doesn't matter which way you spread them. You'll always be hitting a corner to spread, so they look basically the same. And it doesn't matter if they're rotated because they're basically all the same in that respect. So at least that design aspect is pretty good. And if you guys remember earlier, I did twisting the 7s earlier today. But the back design of this is also very satisfactory to twist. So if I hold this, look, it's not as good as I think the Twitch deck, but like it looks aesthetically, acceptable. But otherwise, it's like a pain in the butt to do like any sleights with this. Let's play a little game. And the game is, how many cards am I holding in my hands? And we use the triangle cards. Alright, how many cards am I holding in my hands? I will count them for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many cards are in my hand? Fidget spinnery, says Charlie's Beats. Yes, that's right. Actually, I have a fidget spinner right here that I could spin. Here's the contrast. This one spins. Actually, let me place this on a coaster. We'll spin that. Free spin. Okay. Let's see. Some people would say 4 because that's how many I counted, but that's not actually the case. How many cards are face up? A lot of people have just seen 4 face down cards, so they just assume all of them are face down. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4. But actually, there are 6 cards in my hand. And how many of them are face up? At least 2. Ta-da. So there we have it. The fidget spinnery world of triangle cards. There you have it. So yeah, can do. Surprisingly, that was easier than I have remembered in the past, so maybe I'm getting used to this. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't cut away. The spinner is still spinning. Can't what? Redeems big spin. Do we want a big spin? I mean, I'd probably just make it like 200 channel points or something. I don't want people to be spamming it at 1, so at least 200. It's like it's low enough people can redeem it like all the time, but not like too much all the time. There we go. Redeems big spin. All right, so let's see. What's the big spin? Is the big spin face up? Is that it? All right, there you go. Big spin for Charlie's Beats. That gives me time to put the the triangle deck away. Also a reminder, if anybody has not hydrated in a bit, feel free to hydrate. Yeah, I'm probably going to end on time-ish today because I haven't even done or thought about what my YouTube video for tomorrow is. So I'm either going to do something haphazard or I'm going to have to cop out and make like a vlog video. I have some ideas of what I want to do like to my YouTube channel, but it's not any major changes. I'm just going to maybe take a break from doing new magic tricks for like every week. Are those cards equilateral triangles? Yes, they are. They happen to be equilateral triangles. Yep, correct. So if I had more of these, I think I have some backups upstairs, but they're unopened. These are the only 2 open decks that I have. So one set in blue, one set in red. Why do you ask? Yeah, it might look like they're not equilateral from my mini emote, but that's because when I was taking a picture of the emote, when I scaled it down, it was slightly off. So I was like, well, crap, I want to have this image fit, and because of, I guess, the angle that I took, because it's not exactly perfect, it was like slightly angled, so I ended up having to distort one of the dimensions a little bit to make it fit in the emote. So yeah, it is. That emote is slightly. I mean, I think it looks fine, but it is, yes, slightly distorted. It's the camera angle that distorts them on screen. Oh yes, yeah, yeah. For on screen, yeah, because the angle of this camera, it makes it look like it's looking down. I think at a somewhere between 28 and 34 degrees. So it's not. It might be about a third, but it might be a little bit less from top. So. But yeah, these are equilateral triangles. Let me see if I can get that. Um, so here, if I hold them edge to edge, edge to edge, oh man, holding these is just a pain in the butt as well. Yeah, there you go. Hopefully that's. Oh god, I can't. I need to not look at the camera because I'm not mirrored. So that means I'm seeing things as you guys would see them. So nothing is reversed or anything. I just need to look at the real thing. There we go. Chan, you've reproduced yourself. If only for all magicians it was that easy. New trick, holding the yes, holding the triangle cards. That is a trick in and of itself. Let's see here. Let's see. What other decks do I have that I could show that I've never shown before? All right, guys. I have another thing of cards that I've never shown, but I got it with the intention of eventually showing it on stream or using it for a YouTube video, and I've done neither thing. And so, here I'm going to show off. These are not traditional playing cards, but they are weirdly shaped, and well, weirdly being like, it's a normal shape, but like not for playing cards. This is the Star Wars Mandalorian Spot It card game cards. So if you guys are not familiar with Spot It, it's like a children's game where there's a bunch of cards that match like other cards. Or sorry. There's a bunch of cards where there's a bunch of images, and some of the images match on other cards, and you're always trying to find the match. So it's really good for like young kids. But I've not pulled this out. So here we go. Let's pull these out. So even the game rules are a round booklet. And so here's the backs. They have Spot It, Mandalorian, Star Wars Mandalorian. And then here's the fronts. So like here's a bunch of images here. Then here's a bunch of images here. So if you take a look, find the image that matches, or the images that match. And so you could probably guess. Well, Charlie's Beat's got it right, the lightsaber, right? So the lightsaber matches on both of these. And then let's see. So if we find, so now here's another one. Is there an image that matches on this with some of these other ones? I don't know. I can't tell. But I just wanted to have them for tactility to see if I could do any shenanigans with them. The problem is because the images are not like standardized across cards, like doing anything with them is not going to be super simple for the purposes of like the face. Like I want to try and do like a snap change. So the only way I can think of doing a snap change that would be like meaningful is for this. Let's see. I mean, I don't know why I'm hiding it. You guys know how the snap change is done at this point because I messed it up on stream so many times. So here we go. I'm going to snap change this. Nope, I'm not. Wow, actually, that's really difficult. Hold on. It gives away so much because it's round. Actually, wait. What if I use this but I put my fingers near the bottom? Actually, hold on. Okay, that looked okay-ish. All right, let me try again. Let me grab a couple other cards. I gotta wear on all of them like equally. Looks better. Okay, yeah. So let me try. Okay, I'm holding them close to the bottom. So the problem is when you're doing this, you have to clear the card behind it, and if you don't clear the card, it doesn't look good. All right, that looks okay, I think. But then I just realized I could just literally do this trick the way that I'm doing it, just like if I can flip the card around really fast. So it's like, all right, guys, how am I doing this trick? Ta-da! Like, I don't know. Not impressive. So anyway, just want to show that I have these cards, but I've not really been able to come up with like a magic trick for them. So if anybody has any ideas, like, because like you can't really tell what most of these images are at a glance, and that's what most tricks require, right? So the fact that you can see like a playing card and be like, that is the number or the letter of the card, and it is black or red, and it is the heart or the diamond, you know. And these ones, it's just like a jumble of images. So like I could find some with like some really distinct pictures. So it's like, hey, these ones have the blue butterflies, right? So, but like a lot of these other ones, like in The Mandalorian, there's a lot of gray things. so, so anyway, I don't know. That's part of the reason why I've never brought these out. So it's like I don't know what to do with them. Yeah, definitely not for magic. Yeah. I mean, but look, there's a lot of things that I use that are not for magic, and that's kind of like the challenge for me now at this point. So it's like, how do I make this for magic? So like, what if I were to, okay, let me see if I can do this. I'm trying to do magic with, okay, so here, okay, this hand is empty. This hand is empty. But if I show you, I can do something interesting. Okay, I think that looked horrible, but it might have been okay. Title the trick, The Death Star. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would, you know, there's other tricks that I could title The Death Star and would be better with just a regular deck of cards. Alright, I'm gonna put these away. But yeah, there we go. You know, this might be a really good tin to have the spinner spin on. There you go. I know we haven't really done any real magic, but I did call last call. Alright, let me think of a finale. And then we'll have a finale. What is one that I have not done in a little bit here? Actually, I kind of want to do this one. I'm going to do this one. Alright, well, maybe at least 2 tricks. Alright, let me see. I'm actually kind of thinking about what we could have a Death Star trick be. How could I make a trick of the Death Star? How about the Force? Oh, wait. Chan, shh, don't give anything away. Shh. Okay, let's see here. I mean, the one that comes to my mind that we could do, right, is like, so we start with 3 cards over here, and then like the deck could act as like the Death Star, and then like if we just scoop these up, this is like a planet now, right? And now the Death Star is going to shoot the Death Star laser at this planet. And even though the planet has its structural integrity and it is much stronger, so those 3 cards look like it's 4 cards. So we could maybe use this to represent the population of the planet, right? So the 3 cards look like 4 cards because the population is strong. Well, that Death Star laser hits and then like destroys some of the population, right? And so now there's less population on the planet. So now the Death Star is continuing its laser shooting. But let's say these are the people of well, they're not the people of Alderaan because that was blown away in a second. But this other planet has found a way to keep its population alive and long for a while. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's still a lot of population left on the planet. So, but some of the population has been destroyed by the Death Star. Now the Death Star is going to continue shooting, and here, finally we have nope, that's a lie. 1, 2, 3, 4. What? Okay, so there's still 4. So the population has diminished a little bit more. The Death Star is getting frustrated now. So you can see Grand Moff Tarkin's like, yo, why are we not destroying this planet? Why are there still so many people there? And they're like, what? Exactly. Chan's like, what? So look, but that population is still going to stay strong. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a lot of population still here. But obviously some of the population has declined. And so, but the planet is still there. You can still see the planet. But if you've heard that thing, in in episode 4, so the first Star Wars movie that was released, it's like, there's a cry of like a million voices every time the Death Star shoots at a planet, and so these are the millions of voices. But look, the population still stays strong. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. However, it's not infinite, and so therefore, as the Death Star continues to shoot, we realize that finally we see a noticeable difference in the population, and that population is just 1. And so if these are all of the cries of that planet, my friends, that was a lot of cries. And so now the Death Star decides to go on to a different planet. And so let's pretend that planet is going to be represented by 3 cards as well. And so now the Death Star is going to blow up. Let's pretend this is Alderaan. And then all of the people on this planet immediately become Death Star cries. And you hear all of the cries from the deaths associated with the Death Star laser. And that, my friends, is a weird adaptation of a trick. I did not think I would be doing this tonight. So that was wait, what did Charlie's Beat say to call this trick? The title of the trick, the Death Star. Guys, this trick is called the Death Star. Ta-da! We just made a trick, guys. I mean, it's already an existing trick, but this performance of it, called the Death Star. Anyway, thank you, Charlie's Beats and Chan the Magic Man, for talking me through those. You have a Luke, I am your father trick? Oh man, let me think about that. Oh, just so you guys know, there's a misremembering. So Vader never says, Luke, I am your father. He says, no, I am your father. Like in the actual movie. And you can go revisit the movie. That's kind of like a thing, because like, I think people say Luke because it adds context to the immediate statement. And so it's the same thing where it's like, hey, beam me up, Scotty. And if you watch like most of the Star Trek, he almost never says, beam me up, Scotty, like in that way. Like he has a discussion with with Scotty, and then he says, beam me up, beam us up, and things like that. And so it's like, the Joker, one of the court cards, can be Darth Vader. You know, if I was going to do that, I have a deck of like Star Wars playing cards. So we could, maybe no, I am your father would be easier. Yeah, perhaps. I'm going to have to mull on that one. I don't know. Actually, do I have my no, my premium decks are upstairs. But you know what? Let me bring down the premium decks next stream. And then remind me of this discussion if I don't bring it up. Because maybe having a series of like Star Wars related tricks would be super interesting. Yeah. So, the Joker, one of the court cards, yeah. No, so I think Darth Vader is a court card in the deck that I'm thinking about. All right. You know what? I'm going to do something I never do. So I already did last call. I'm thinking about ending soon. So I'm going to close the queue. I'm thinking about doing Dazed for the finale trick. But I'm going to try and re-theme this trick right now on the spot as a Star Wars trick. So let's see how we can do that. I am going to take a swig. I'm actually out of tea, so I'm going to take a swig of water. But yeah, for those of you who didn't know, I'm a fan of Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I also like Star Trek. I'm also a fan of Star Trek. And people in the past have always been like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Which one do you like better, Star Wars or Star Trek? And it's like, why can't you like both? Why not both, right? Like, they're both cool. They both serve different, like, audiences, or sometimes overlapping audiences. There's no reason why it has to be a fight. Like, if one makes sci-fi more accessible to, like, the wider audience, don't they both benefit anyway? Like, chance clapping with the stormtrooper. Yeah. For a second, I wanted to say snowtrooper, but I think it totally looks like a regular stormtrooper. So, all right, here we are. Oh, actually, before I do this, let me disclaim: if I mess up this trick, I'm totally going to be doing another trick because I'm not going to end on a trick in which I mess up. But there's a high propensity possibility because I'm going to be retheming this like on the spot. But guys, if you guys have been here tonight, thank you so much for coming out. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much to everybody who has interacted with the stream, whether you requested a trick, clicked on the heat map, chatted in chat. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun. Thank you so much to all the lurkers out there. If you were watching me, then that means I was not just practicing, because, you know, when I practice by myself, there's no magic happening. The magic happens in your mind. Let's see, other disclaimer, if I haven't signed any deals with the devil. I don't do black magic or sorcery. Everything that you've seen can be achieved with sleight of hand magic. We even gave some away tonight, so it's no black magic here, just pure sleight of hand, says Chan the Magic Man. And if it wasn't true, I would still say this anyway. Also, if you guys haven't given mod love to our mods, please give our mods Chan the Magic Man and Gibson Lens some mod love tonight. Thanks for coming out and helping out, guys. Chan is a magician, one of the other magicians on Twitch that has regular magic schedule. Please follow Chan for Magic Mondays. And then follow Gibson Lens. Gibson Lens is a musician, pianist, plays a bunch of practice songs has practice streams to practice a lot of his music. He'll play VGM, popular music, esoteric songs, has composed a bunch of his own music as well, so check those out. One of which I'm considering changing my my hype train song to, so now that I have permission. Right, guys? You guys were witnesses. Plausible deniability. Can't take it back. No, honestly, if Gibson Lens didn't want me to do it, I wouldn't do it. Anyway, let's see. So, thank you so much, guys. All right, and with that, after we do this trick or a trick that I don't mess up on as a closer, we will find somebody to raid. Typically, I will raid like a musician friend on Twitch, but that has not always. That sometimes we've raided others, so we can decide that when we get there. Okay. All right. So the last trick today is going to be Dazed, but I'm going to attempt to theme it slightly differently. How am I going to theme this? All right. Okay. I have an idea. Okay. All right, guys. I have a bunch of cards here, but these are not going to represent cards. They are going to represent people. They're going to represent people that you might see in Mos Eisley on Tatooine, the desert planet. And so, look, you might see some people that look like 6 of diamonds. You might see some people that look like queens of clubs. But everybody else, they are cloaked or masked, so you can't tell what they are, because if I show you the remaining cards from this side, you'll just see that they're normal backs. But if we look around them, you'll see that they are also cloaked, so they might be Tuscan Raiders, or what they might have called the Sand People. All of them except for this one. This one's super weird because you can't see them at all. And actually, that'll come back later, because who can you not see? Well, that's okay. So here, these cloaked people here. Now that I'm trying to do the pattern, I forget how I'm supposed to do this next part. Okay, there we go. I think this is correct. So here's the thing. If we go to investigate all of these people, we don't realize it, but a Jedi Master is playing mind tricks on us, because we see 1 6 of diamonds, or at least, so this could be like a Jawa. So here's a Jawa, and when we see the 1 Jawa, we see a bunch of other of the cloaked Jawas as well, but we don't realize they're Jawas until we get up close and we look at them. We look at them, and they are now all Jawas. See, so here's a Jawa, there's a Jawa, here's a Jawa, there's a Jawa. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? So that's okay. Now, if we go into the cantina, which is like the watering hole that's there, we see that there is a female Abyssinia. So if you don't know what an Abyssinia is, it's one of the alien creatures. There was a lot of alien creatures. You know what? Let me just make this. No. This is one of the musicians. They do the Bith Shuffle. That's so they're the band that plays. So yeah. So we see one of them, but actually when we enter the cantina and we look at all of them, it doesn't just look like there's one musician. Actually, they all look like musicians, because look, if we count them, there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4 musicians, and they all look the same to us. They all look like the musicians of the cantina. Now, you step outside, and we're now the 2 Jedi Masters, and these are stormtroopers trying to find some Jedi Masters. But I don't know if you are aware, the Jedi Masters use their power of affecting minds. And so, they're like, hey, you look very suspicious. You look like real, those real Jedi Masters that we're looking for. And so Obi-Wan uses affect mind. And when he uses affect mind, it affects them so that they don't see anything. They don't see anything at all. Actually, they no longer see anything. They don't see any Jawas. They don't see any musicians. They also don't see the Jedi at all, because look, their mind is completely blank. They have been completely affected. And as they turn away to face their backs, they don't think none the wiser. They all look the same, and their cloaks are hiding them as they get away scot-free. And that, my friends, is my handling and performance of a trick called Dazed, themed as Star Wars in Mos Eisley on Tatooine. Woo! Alright, not gonna lie, a little nerve-wracking. I'm like, where am I gonna take the story from here? How does that go? Anyway, now that I've done it once, I think if I did it a second time, I could streamline it. I think the story could be better. So, but otherwise, I think that went well. Otherwise, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That's super different and interesting. I certainly haven't done that story with this trick or any trick like that. So, thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Charlie's Beats, Gibson Lens. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here today. All right. Okay. So let me just quickly check my stream spreadsheet. Let's see when the last time we raided some specific person, because I have an idea of who we want to raid. And it looks like we have not raided this person. Let me see here. Since when was this date? November. Since November? Oh yeah, we have not raided this person since November. It's been a while. Okay, let me just make sure that this person is still going before we hop over and before I commit to saying it on stream. Let's see here. Boom. Oh yeah, and there's this other person. Okay, so that can be our backup. Let's see, this person is still going. Okay. And they have been streaming for 2 hours. Okay, all right. And she normally goes, okay, can you fix the shoutout history? Or like it says, oh. No, I'm not going to fix the shoutout command now, but if you, I'll see if I can do it after stream, and I'll send you a message if, because mod should be able to get past it. All right. Okay, all right. Cool. All right, guys, I think we've found our raid target. Today we're going to be raiding our friend 7Senshi. Flautist normally likes to play anime songs, VGM songs. Yes, thank you for getting the raid messages. So we have raid, sub-raid. Feel free to copy one. I was able to meet 7Senshi at TwitchCon last year, so that was a pleasure. So let's come along for the... If anybody would like to come along for the raid, feel free to copy a raid call. And 7Senshi's raid settings do not allow you to raid this time. Oh no, that means I can't. That means they've... Okay. Alright, we may have to do backup raid. So that means I have to pick somebody else. Alright, well, I had a backup in mind. Hold on, let me... He's here. Mute. Okay, alright. My backup raid... Hold on, it was the last time we raided this person. Well, we raided this person a lot more frequently since February, so about a month and a half ago. Or perform an illegal raid. As much as I would like, I'm not in the business yet of starting illegal raids. Not yet. Maybe one day, but today is not that day. Okay, so the next person, okay, this person's been going 2.5 hours. All right, but we're going to go. All right, so the next person we're going to try and raid is going to be our friend of the stream, the Friendly Fiddler. So, once again, copy a raid call. Friendly Fiddler is a plays violin. I forgot what's the name for a person who plays violin. Violinist. My brain fart. Hello. So yeah. So the Friendly Fiddler plays violin. Has done a bunch of sight reads on stream. Also plays a bunch of violiners, says Bert. But cellist, yes. Violinist. All right, good. Okay, it's going. So, oh crap! I needed to copy a raid call. Anyway, but yeah, Friendly Fiddler is friendly and plays songs, and also I see him in a bunch of other streams that I hang out in as well, pretty frequently. So let's show him some love, and hopefully everybody had a glorious night. And a glorious weekend. Take care of yourselves. Have a glorious upcoming week. Have a glorious rest of your night. Sleep well. Everybody take care, and we'll see you around. Alright, so we're going to go over to the Friendly Fiddler. Alright. Bye, everybody. See ya.